Hello, my name is Bo Andersen. I'm a senior principal support engineer at Milestone Systems, and I would like to give you a presentation of the resources surrounding integrations with Milestone. Milestone Integration Platform is what MIP stands for. So in this presentation, I'll introduce a Getting Started guide, and I will show some documentation for the development tools. I'll show you libraries and samples and templates. I'll show you some extra tools, and finally we will get a presentation of the developer forum where you can seek more information and even ask questions. But let's start with the Getting Started guide. If I wasn't to do a presentation, I could pretty much give you this guide because it really includes a lot of information that I'm going to present today. When it comes to documentation, not everything is in one place. There's a reason for that. YAML and traditional code for C# isn't really fitting together, and you will see when I present here. So I'll jump to these sites and show you what they are about. First, however, this is the Getting Started guide, and as you can notice, it is a PDF document, and it contains a lot of information, and already from the contents menu you can see the subjects, and you can navigate to what's more important for you. If you don't want to read it end to end. The first presentation, the first documentation site that I want to show you is what we call the MIP VMS API documentation, and it starts off also with introductions, quick starts, and some very useful links here. So it's very much recommended that you sort of go through the first introduction if you wanna start. If you're already skilled and knows the system, then it would be more appropriate to deep dive. I'll try to show you now, going to the configuration REST API. Again, this also starts with an introduction and a small exercise. Can you log in and get the first information? It's very recommended that you follow that. When it then comes down to detailed information, you can also use the search panel here on the left hand side, and you will see information popping up as you type. And to the right here you see what can you do, what can you send towards this REST endpoint, and what should you expect to get back. This is so very different compared to presenting C+ C# classes. So that is why I don't think we would be able to make one documentation site. Let me switch to the next one, which is the MIB SDK documentation. So here we have like three areas where it is divided into. It's a protocol integration. You could say that the REST API is also a protocol, or maybe not. These protocols are generally very much SOAP, or there's one of the protocols that is SOAP-like, but totally Milestone's invention. So when you get to the next point, which is component integrations, then we are talking about using the MIB library, which is a library that requires that you use the .NET framework, and it's also the solution that is that has the most functionality, and where it's easiest to get quick results doing complex integrations. The third option here is plugin integration, and here you can then make plugins. The details on plugins are covered in other presentations, but here you can then actually make a plugin in the Smart Client and follow the UI of the Smart Client and really get a very integrated look and feel to your integration. The final documentation site I want to show you is for the mobile SDK. So mobile server is an add-on that comes with every X Protect. It doesn't cost extra, but what it does is that it provides a mobile server, which is essentially is a server that will transcode images into JPEGs of the size that you specify. So naturally, this is then the foundation for our mobile clients in Android and in iOS phones, but also there's a web client, and there's a specific SDK for mobile, and here's the documentation for that. Let me switch back to my presentation. So I showed you the component integrations and the plugin integrations, and those are dependent on having NuGet packages which contain a lot of DLLs that makes the SDK work. And there's a lot of samples. When I showed you the documentation, I could have shown you presentation of those samples describing how they work. And if you have a integration that you want to make, chances are that there are already a sample that does some of the functionality, and you can directly get inspiration from that one. And then there are some templates that can aid you to do a base project. Say you are wanting to do a smart client plugin or any kind of plugin, then this template will give you a skeleton that is very, very useful, so that you can quickly implement plugins, and this is covered in other presentations also, how you use those. And then there are some tools that I want to present also. Let me switch back to my browser to show you some of this. So the NuGets. Before we had NuGets, we had a whole bunch of DLLs, and basically this is a more modern way of doing the same. If you're doing a plugin, you'll need only one of these NuGet packages, which is the top one, the VideoOS platform NuGet. If you are doing standalone, so the way I want you to picture it is that when you are doing a plugin, you sort of say a plugin for the smart client, then you underneath it have the whole smart client functionality, and you can tap into that. And then if you are doing standalone, then you need something to replace the smart client for the functionality underneath. So then we come to the VideoOS platform SDK NuGet. There are a couple of others for special use. Configuration API. Here the mobile SDK also have a NuGet packet. Special NuGet packet for transaction access control. These are subjects that I won't get closer into, but other presentations you'll see more about this. So my next jump is to the site where we have the samples. So let me real quick switch to the SDK documentation. Say I have a sample here that is called alarm and event viewer, and I then want to do I want to use this sample, and of course that means I want to find the source code for it. Then I can find this here on GitHub. Generally, you can download the whole of the plugin samples or component samples in one go, or you can dive into and take what you would like. So alarm and event viewer. Here you can see what it contains. So I talked about tools, and if you go to our website, you will need a My Milestone login. I've already done that. Then you can, under download software, you can find our products, and you can find something that is called MIP SDK Docs and Tools. And if you do that and you're looking for software, then there's two installers here. One is the Stable FPS, which is basically a tool for emulating cameras. It comes with one video, but there are instructions so that you can have your own video snippets and feed them into this, so that you can have your own video running in a simulated camera. And then comes the tools installer, which are the other tools that I will mention now, switching back to the presentation. So the templates, I'll real quick switch to show you those, how you can find them. So right now I'm switching to Visual Studio I have installed, and then I go to Extension and Manage Extensions, and if I search for MIP, I get only one hit, the Milestone MIP SDK templates. Here you can install them. In later presentations, my colleagues will show you how these are very useful. So if you have installed this, and you are sitting in your Visual Studio and you have a class, and you click on that and so that it is highlighted and press F1, then that brings you to a lookup on our documentation site, where it's actually you find the case description. So pretty much like you would expect in the management client, if you're on a certain area and press F1, you'll get help. This is a bit like that, but it requires that you have installed these SDK tools. We have a tray manager, which is a small utility that will, when installed, show into tray. Amongst other things, you can, if you build all the plugin samples, this one has a tool that you can deploy all the plugin samples to the Smart Client and to generally to the clients where they are used in one go. MDepends is a dependency walker, which means it's a small utility that will show you whether it can find the dependent DLLs. A tool sometimes useful if you're debugging something that doesn't work. Finally, the third-party driver test tool, which is interesting if you are developing MIP driver framework drivers. Say you are developing your own camera driver based on this framework. Now you can then test them using this tool. Finally, Stable FPS, which I mentioned, which is a camera emulator. A very useful tool, especially if you are developing and you don't want a lot of cameras lying around, or perhaps you are even starting not having a camera, then you can use this tool. So now the final thing in my presentation is the developer forum, and it's very key to using the MIB SDK in the best way possible. Let me show you a presentation of that. When you come into the developer forum, it'll show you like this. I'm currently logged in, but you can actually use this before logging in. Login is of course required if you want to ask questions. So generally, it presents whatever has happened, whatever has been asked in a chronological order, and I'm guessing that in most scenarios you wouldn't go about it by taking one post at a time and seeing whether it's relevant, but you can then search instead. And here's the magnifier glass. That means you can search. So I take a word that I know will be represented very much. And I guess I should have put the full term, the full word. So now suddenly I have a selection of threads where questions have already been asked mentioning this. And it is a good idea before you try to ask questions to see whether somebody asked this already. And there's a lot of information in the developer forum that is readily available, a lot of good questions and a lot of good answers. So, assuming that you did not find the answer to your question, then you can ask a question. There's one thing here that is worth noting, that everything needs a tag, and what we envisioned was very much like the way that the documentation is structured. Maybe this is a protocol, maybe this is component, maybe this is a plugin, but there is a lot of other options here, as you can see on the list, and there's also another. Use other if you don't know what is right, but otherwise just think where did I start when I developed? Was this am I using a plugin? Then plugin integration is of course the obvious choice. Put a good describing title. and then and then it will actually suggest you some things that it might be. So if your search before didn't show anything, then you can try to see if there's any of these that are better. But it is very important that you also fill out the details. Is this the newest version, or is something very old? Am I using something that is very close to a sample? Then it's very valuable information and can speed things up to say this is very much like the alarm and event viewer sample, but different in this way. The more details on what you observe, what are the error codes, what is this setup, is there a special scenario where it fails, while it doesn't fail in other scenarios. All that information is very good to have here. For now, I'll just post it like this. And then if I go back and look at the forum again, I can see it. And as I said, the default is that it comes chronological, so it will be on top. So this is what I wanted to present to you. Thank you for seeing this presentation. Thank you.